All right, I've just gotten a delivery from Amazon and a Vietnamese iced coffee from the lady across the road. But I have a few things in here that I think are gonna make my office work a lot better. I'm not gonna yap too much about it, I guess. Let's just start setting stuff up because I'm actually really excited about this. I think this will help a lot with videos. I don't know if I have anything to open this box with. So I feel like one of the biggest problems for me when it comes to like office setup stuff is all the stuff that you see on YouTube is crazy expensive. Yeah, I don't really feel like dropping that much money right now. So this is actually only half of the things. Where's my phone? Okay, cool. I'm getting 2 packages from Amazon today. This is one of them. This one does have all the main pieces in it though, so let's set this up and then hopefully the other one will be here soon. I also already have coffee on my shirt, so let's look at how I have this set up now and then maybe it'll make a little bit more sense of why I want to make it better. So here in my office, it is a pretty small little room, but I'm trying to make the most of the space that I have. I did just put an extra panel up here of, I don't actually know what it's called. I just put an extra panel of whatever this is. It's also got like felt on the back of it that's meant to help with sound. I usually just have this softbox clamped to the door and then I literally just sit my Osmo Pocket 3 in this corner of the desk on the little tripod that it comes with. And then I like prop my iPad up against it. So my iPad literally just sits balanced against the wall like that. And then I sit my Osmo right in the corner. So we're trying to make this a little bit more of a legit setup because I am waiting for the day where my camera and my iPad just goes flying off the desk. So we have a few things in this Amazon package. So let's rip those out now and start getting this set up. All right, so what we have in this first package is a SMALLRIG desk mount that's got like a extension arm on it as well. I have a little base plate for my Pocket 3 that will thread onto that. And then a NEEWER LED panel. I was looking at the Amaran Verge light panels. The Max one in particular looks really sick. But I could have bought 4 of these for the price of that. And I'm sure it is really good, but like I said before, it would be great to just drop 10 grand on this room and have the perfect setup, but we're not gonna do that. We're trying to stick to somewhat of a budget so my wife doesn't kill me. Anyone who's married and buys lots of camera gear knows what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. I don't need the light right now. I don't know why I opened that. Anyway, let's put this over here. Let's open this. So this is going to clamp straight onto my desk. I still am going to have the camera set up over here in the corner, but hopefully this will be a bit cleaner. This is a disaster. I should have definitely got something to open these with. Perfect. The most satisfying unboxing you have ever seen. Oh, it's in a bag. What the hell? All right. Cool. Cool. That's so weird that it came in a little pouch. I'm definitely never going to use that. That's going to go in the bin. The original plan was to have this clamped right in the corner, and then I could have this arm go off to the side with the light mounted on it. But I think I might want the light a little bit higher. So I'm thinking that it might be better off having that arm there somewhere. And then have my camera mounted on the arm off to the side. Something like that. And then that will allow me to get my light up a little bit higher, which I think will be good. Hello, my boy. What are you up to? So the little side arm has already got a ball head on it. And then there is another ball head for this upright one. I think I am going to run that because it's going to allow me to like angle my light the way that I want it. But it did also come with like a light mount. I don't know what those are called. Are you okay? Can I help you with anything? You couldn't be more in the road if you tried. Okay, in the rubbish pile. I don't think I need this little light mount, so it's just going to go in the toolbox of assorted things. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I'm definitely gonna stab myself doing that. All right, cool. Next piece is a little like quick release mount for the Pocket 3 that can screw on there. Perfect. Oops, you don't need that. That's not a treat. Sweet. Bin. That also bin. Cool. So it's actually a pretty reasonable size. It's probably about half the size of the softbox I'm running at the moment. And I think I'm going to drop it down to the side like this so I can get it a little bit further away from the camera. So it did come with like its own mounting system, but it does have a 1/4-20 thread in the bottom, which just goes straight onto my new arm. It has a power adapter, etc. in here. However, I believe, if I remember from the listing, we have a 15-volt DC plug on the back of that. So what I'm actually going to do when the rest of my bits and pieces get here, this whole setup's actually going to be run off a VMOUNT. But we have to wait for the next Amazon delivery. So I'm going to finish drinking my coffee and get a little bit of work done. And as soon as this second Amazon delivery shows up, we'll finish putting this together. I'm pretty sure I have the right power cables to get this all to work, but let's hope. So when I sit down at my desk now, this is the perspective that I have of my light panel, and I have this little quick release plate for the Pocket 3. So let's have a quick look at, you can see a little bit of the pole. So I may have to adjust slightly, but I think that looks pretty sweet. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like once this light is on. It is very close to my face, but I do have the option to send it up higher if need be. I think it looks okay at the moment. It's a little hard to tell, but if I do have the light set up too high, I do get a bit of a weird shadow on my face from my hat. And I do wear a hat in my videos most of the time, almost entirely just to hold my microphone because I don't like having it on my shirt. It like bunches up and is weird, but I think this looks pretty sweet. And then I can literally just pull that off the mount. And then that's it. With this little mount for the DJI, I can obviously take that off. If I eventually decide to use something else to film my YouTube videos, I can easily just chuck it straight on there. But I'm a little bit undecided. I think the Pocket looks good enough for YouTube videos. And then obviously like I have an FX6. I could use my FX6 to shoot videos if I really wanted to, but it just comes with more and more complexity. And the whole purpose of this is to streamline this whole setup to make it easier to film videos. And my actual cameras are the subject of the videos a lot of the time. So I think it kind of makes sense to have something like the Pocket as a dedicated YouTube camera. But I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna wait for this next Amazon delivery and then we'll finish setting this up. I'm dripping water everywhere from this coffee. All right, I'll be back soon. All right, we have received our second package from Amazon. I have another coffee and I still have the same coffee stain on my shirt from earlier. So, in this package here, yes, is our, get rid of that. See ya. That's so loud, sorry about that. Okay, so in this package here we have, I'm not sure what those are. We have our VMOUNT plate that we're going to use to power the whole thing, and it actually came with a power cable, which is perfect. So I'm going to chuck this guy on here. I think as low as I can is going to be the move. So VMOUNT plate. I did buy a mount for my iPad as well, but I've been fiddling around with this a little bit since the last clip you would have seen. I don't think it is actually going to work. I think what I'm going to run instead, I'm going to knock that over in a second. But I have a Magic Arm with a super clamp on there, just with a MagSafe mount. So I can chuck my phone on there, and then that's going to be perfect for like just random social content. Yap content has become a thing, so I need to do more of that. But iPhone works perfect on there. And then I'm just going to buy a little MagSafe sticky for the back of my iPad, I think. And then that'll work. Like to be honest, it'll work how it is like that. Just the MagSafe sticky will make it a bit more secure. But this V-mount plate is sick. And the fact that it came with this power cord is perfect as well. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Sweet. So power cable into the light. And then I've already found the other cables that I need. So I've got a D-tap to USB-C. That's going to plug straight into the back of the Pocket 3 mount that I have there. So that's a powered mount. And then I have a short little USB-A to USB-C cable to power, keep the iPad charged. And that's it. So let's have a little bit of a closer look at it. I've hit my head on this light so many times while I've been filming this. I can't wait to get rid of it. But yes, that MagSafe mount would be perfect for like, just literally sit at my desk, yap content. But I love that this whole thing is powered from a V-mount battery. So that's it. We have lights, the iPad is charging, and then all we need to do, I will say it is a little bit tough to get the Pocket onto that little adapter that I bought. And then iPad can sit there. I'm actually monitoring it over here on my phone, not on the iPad right now. It's all gonna need a little bit of adjusting still, but I need to stop looking down there and I need to look at the camera. So this is the new look. What do we think? My desk is a little bit messy. It might not look very different to you, but the whole point of this is that it's all very seamless. I don't really have too much else to say about it. I'm really stoked that it all runs off of V-mount though. That was like the key thing for me in this whole setup is like, I just want everything to run off V-mounts, including when I build out my garage more as a photo studio. I want everything in there to run off V-mounts as well. But yeah, that's it. I will have a list in the description of all the parts that I used for this, if you are interested in getting any of it for yourself. And yeah, you'll be seeing more of me because the whole point of this is to make these videos easier. So I will catch you again soon. But right now my wife is calling me. So I will see you in the next one. Cheers guys. Peace.